Welcome back, class 9. Let's continue the same topic, that is respiratory system in human. Uh, See, students, we won't be following the way the topics which the order which is given in the book, but what I'm going to do is that I'll be first starting with this one, the respiratory system in human being. Then in respiratory system we'll first study about respiratory tract, then about the lungs, then about the breathing. Okay, about the breathing. After completing breathing, we'll discuss about aspiration and all. Then after that, the lung capacity. Then finally we'll come back to aerobic and anaerobic respiration and the difference in respiration in plant cells. Okay, then after that, it will come experiment based on respiration. Okay, which will be the last topic. Okay, so this way we'll go. So first we'll start with respiratory system in human being. So respiratory system in human being mainly includes two main parts, that is respiratory tract and lungs. Okay, respiratory tract and lungs. So respiratory tract together with the lungs form the respiratory system in human being. Now let us try to understand about the respiratory tract. The respiratory tract includes the parts like, it starts first with the nose. Okay, it starts first with the nose. Actually the respiratory tract is the path which the ear follows when it is inhaled and when it is exhaled. Okay, so first comes the nose. Through the nose the air enters into the nasal chamber. The nose is provided with the hole. The two holes are present which are called nostrils. Okay, and then these nostrils, let us discuss more about the nostrils. These nostrils are provided with the hair. Okay, the hair in the nostrils are responsible for trapping the dust particles that comes along with the ear. Okay, then the ear then enters into the chamber which we call as the nasal chamber, Now in the nasal chamber, this nasal chamber is lined by the mucous membrane. This mucous membrane releases the fluid which we call as mucus. The mucus is responsible for trapping all the germs that comes along with the food, along with the ear. Okay, and at the same time nasal chamber is also responsible for warming the air that has to go into the lungs. Okay, so just now I told you about the role of nasal chamber when we inhale the air. Okay, it is lined with the mucous membrane. It is responsible for releasing the fluid called mucus, okay, which traps the germ that comes along with the air. Then after that I said that the air which is inhaled is warm in the nasal chamber, because the cold air, if it reaches the lungs, it may cause problem. Okay, so that is why we are often suggested to inhale the air through the nose, not through the mouth, because in the nose there is the air in the nostrils, okay, which traps the dust particle, and in the nasal chamber the air is warmed. Okay, and the mucus which is released by the mucous membrane present lining the nasal chamber, okay, traps the germs, okay, makes the ear completely antiseptic. Okay, so that is why we are always suggested to inhale the air through the nose. Then after nasal chamber, the another part of respiratory tract is pharynx. Pharynx is the common passage for both buccal cavity as well as the nasal chamber. Buccal cavity means the cavity present in the mouth. The mouth and nasal chamber both opens in the pharynx. Okay, it is a common passage. Okay, it has no specific role to play in the process of digestion or in the process of respiration. So we'll simply move on to the next topic, that is trachea. Okay, trachea, which is also called as windpipe. Okay, which is also called as windpipe. Esophagus, which is also called as food pipe. Now we need to understand that this windpipe, okay, is present towards the ventral side, okay, forward side. Okay, and the food pipe is present backward side, towards the dorsal side. Okay, food pipe is present towards the dorsal side. Now see, during the swallowing time, what happens is that the trachea, the windpipe has to be closed. Okay, otherwise if the food particles enters into the trachea, then it may cause coughing. Okay, so in order to prevent the entry of food particles in the trachea, okay, at the junction of these at the junction of, suppose we are facing this side, that means trachea is in front side. Okay, this is the trachea. Then again, back side is the food pipe. Food pipe. Okay, this is windpipe. Okay. Now, see at the junction of this one, what you call the windpipe and food pipe. Okay, a lead-like structure is present. A membranous flap is present. Okay, a membranous flap is present, which we call as epiglottis. The function of epiglottis is often asked. Okay, epiglottis. Okay, and the hole which is present here at the beginning of this trachea is what we call glottis. Okay, this glottis is often remain closed. Like it usually remains closed when we swallow the food. Okay, with the help of the membranous flap called epiglottis. So you may be asked about epiglottis, what is epiglottis, and you may be asked about the role of epiglottis. So epiglottis is the membranous flap, okay, which is responsible for closing the windpipe or the trachea when the food is swallowed. So its main role is to prevent the entry of food particles into the windpipe or into the trachea. Okay. So whenever we swallow the food, what happens is that this flap, okay, it moves upward and goes to close the windpipe. So this is how epiglottis prevents the entry of food particles into the windpipe. Now just now we discussed about the epiglottis. Now let us discuss more about the trachea. Trachea, you need to understand that. See, I'm not writing all the points on the board. So students, you can rewind the video and again try to find out the main points which I am teaching right now. Okay, I'm going to repeat the important points. Okay, wherever it is there to explain or wherever you need to note down. Okay, so about the epiglottis, function of epiglottis you need to note down. Then again next comes trachea. Now in trachea, how many points you need to note down? The first thing is that the trachea always remains distended, okay, by the presence of C-shaped cartilaginous ring. It is a ring, but it is not complete ring, okay, C-shaped, like this type of shape, okay, C-shaped. This one, the open part is towards the dorsal side, and then again the complete part is towards the ventral side, okay, C-shaped. C-shaped cartilage rings are present in the trachea. Now you may be asked about the role of the C-shaped cartilage ring that is present in the trachea. The C-shaped cartilaginous ring, what it does is that it provides flexibility. Number one, it provides flexibility, okay, to the trachea. Okay, then again, next is that it always keeps the windpipe distended permanently. Okay, distended permanently. Okay, always keeps the windpipe open. Okay, permanently. Okay, because we continuously require the inhalation and exhalation of the gases. So that is why the windpipe must be open all the time, and this is done by the presence of this cartilage ring. Then the next important point in trachea is that this trachea is lined by ciliated epithelium. Okay, this trachea is lined by ciliated epithelium. Ciliated epithelium, about which you might have learned in tissue chapter. Okay, ciliated epithelium, that is the epithelium provided with the hair-like structure called cilia. Okay, so what happens is that the air which comes to this trachea region, okay, if there is some germs, okay, then this ciliated epithelium releases the mucus. Okay, the mucus traps again the germs, and then the cilia, by its propelling movement, okay, lashing movement, it pushes, okay, that mucus towards the mouth. Okay, so this is the main role of ciliated epithelium, which is present on the inner lining of trachea. Okay, so these are the 2 points I said just now, which you require to note down. Then after that comes this trachea. Okay, in the trachea region, there is a structure called larynx. Larynx is also called as vocal box. Okay, as it consists of 2 ligamentous flaps, 2 ligamentous cord, which are called vocal cord. Okay, these vocal cords are responsible for producing the sound when the ear is expelled. So whenever we speak, that time the ear is expelled through this vocal cord, due to which the vocal cord vibrates and thereby produces the sound, and this sound is modified by our tongue, lips and all. So because of this we are able to speak. Okay, so that is there. So just now I talk about the larynx, I talk about the vocal cord. Okay, the larynx in particular in case of male, it is visible in the form of epiledum. Okay, it is also called as epiledum. It is large. Okay, in case of male, and female it is not visible. So that is there. Then again after that, this trachea, okay, then it divides into two structure. Okay, divides into two structure or bifurcates into two branches, which we call, each branch is called bronchus. Bronchus is singular, bronchi is plural. Okay, bronchus is also provided with C-shaped cartilaginous ring. Then each of the bronchus enters into the lungs. Inside the lungs, this bronchus divides to produce the several branches which are called bronchioles. Okay, these bronchioles, you can see in this figure, the bronchus enters into the lungs and branches to form the bronchioles. Bronchioles further branches to form alveolar duct. Each of the alveolar duct, okay, ends up in terminates in a sac-like structure which are called alveoli. Alveoli is plural, alveolus is singular. Okay, then you need to remember the function of alveoli. Okay, and one more important point you need to remember, that this bronchiole do not have any cartilaginous ring. Okay, then alveoli, okay, the main part here. Alveoli usually are sac-like thin-walled structure. Okay, which across whose wall the exchange of gases usually takes place. It is highly supplied with blood capillaries. Okay, so these are the points which you need to remember. Function of alveoli, helps in the exchange of gases. Okay, and then again definition of alveoli, it is a sac-like thin walled sac-like structures. Okay, present in the lungs. Okay, across whose wall the exchange of gases usually takes place. In this video, I think let us keep up with this, otherwise it will be too long. Okay, next video again will continue. Thank you, student.